Houseplant fam, welcome back to The Sprout. Today, we are talking about one of the most dramatic, exotic, and rewarding houseplants you can grow, the Strelitzia. You might know it as the bird of paradise, and it's not hard to see why. Those enormous paddle-shaped leaves arching out like giant green fans. And if you're lucky, those incredible flowers that look exactly like a tropical bird taking flight. It's the plant equivalent of a standing ovation in your living room. But here's the thing, Strelitzias are not your average beginner plant. They are large, they are bold, and they have a few specific requirements that you need to get right. If you give them the right conditions, lots of bright light, consistent water, and a bit of space, they will reward you with years of lush, dramatic growth. They are much more forgiving than a fiddle leaf fig and less demanding than a monstera. And while getting them to bloom indoors can be a challenge, the foliage alone is spectacular enough to make them the star of any room. In this video, I'll teach you everything you need to know. The different types, how to choose the right one, light, water, soil, fertilizing, repotting, how to get those incredible flowers, and common problems you might encounter. Before we dive in, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We put out new plant care videos every week, and I don't want you to miss the next one. Also, drop a comment below. Do you have a Strelitzia? Have you ever seen it flower? I'd love to hear about it. Now, let's get into it. First, let's talk about the different types of Strelitzia. There are a few species, but the two you'll most commonly see as houseplants are Strelitzia regina and Strelitzia nicolai. Strelitzia regina is the classic orange bird of paradise. It's the most popular. It has spectacular orange and blue flowers that are the official flower of Los Angeles. It's smaller and more manageable for a home, topping out at about 1.5 meters, 5 feet, tall. Strelitzia nicolai, or the giant white bird of paradise, is the one that looks like a banana tree. This is the plant you often see in large, modern interiors. It produces blue and white flowers, but it can grow up to 10 meters, 33 feet, tall in the wild, and over 3 meters, 10 feet, indoors. It's a much larger plant and needs space to grow. For most homes, the classic orange Strelitzia regina is the perfect choice. Now let's start with light. This is the most important factor for your Strelitzia. It needs lots of bright, direct sunlight to thrive and, more importantly, to flower. It's not a low-light plant. Place it right next to a large, sunny window, ideally a south-facing or west-facing one. In a conservatory, it will be absolutely ecstatic. While it can adapt to bright, indirect light, it won't grow as well and will almost certainly never flower. If you do move it outside for the summer, make sure it's in a warm, sheltered spot out of strong winds. Strong winds can shred those beautiful large leaves. Now let's talk about water. Strelitzias are thirsty plants, especially during the growing season. Water regularly and plentifully in spring and summer, keeping the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. In very warm weather, they might need watering every day. Let the top inch or two of soil dry out before watering again. In autumn and winter, reduce watering significantly and allow the soil to dry out more between waterings. It's much better to err on the side of slightly too dry than too wet, as overwatering leads to root rot. Always water at the base of the plant, avoiding the leaves, especially in cooler weather. Now let's talk about soil. Strelitzias need a free-draining, loam-based potting mix. A John Innes No. 3 compost with added grit is a classic and reliable choice. This gives the plant a stable base and prevents waterlogging. If you're mixing your own, combine a good quality potting soil with plenty of sand, perlite, or grit. The pH should be neutral to slightly acidic. Now let's talk about humidity. Strelitzias come from a humid climate and appreciate a boost in moisture in the air. In the dry air of our homes, they can suffer from brown leaf edges. Mist the leaves regularly with a spray bottle, place the pot on a tray of damp gravel, or use a humidifier nearby. They love a good misting, especially in winter when the heating is on. Keeping the leaves dust-free also helps them absorb more light, so give them a wipe with a damp cloth every now and then. Now let's talk about temperature. These are tropical plants and absolutely cannot tolerate cold. The temperature should never drop below 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, 50 to 54 degrees Fahrenheit. They thrive in warm conditions between 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, 68 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep them away from cold drafts, air conditioning vents, and unheated rooms. Now let's talk about fertilizing. These are hungry plants, especially during the growing season. Feed them every 2 weeks in spring and summer with a balanced liquid houseplant fertilizer. This fuels their rapid growth. You can reduce feeding to once a month or stop completely in winter. Alternatively, you can use a slow-release fertilizer in spring and a liquid feed during the summer. Now let's talk about the pot. Strelitzias actually like to be slightly root-bound. This stress can even encourage them to flower, so only repot when the roots have completely filled the current pot. This is usually every 1 to 2 years. When you do repot, only go up 1 pot size. A pot that is too large will retain too much water and cause root rot. Use a heavy pot as the plant can become very top-heavy. Now let's talk about common problems. Let's go through them one by one. Problem 1. Brown leaf edges and no flowers. This is usually due to low humidity or a lack of water. Increase your misting and make sure you're watering consistently. Also, browning leaves can be a sign of too much direct sun. Problem 2. Shredded, torn leaves. This is a feature, not a bug. In the wild, the leaves are so large that they naturally split along the veins to let strong winds pass through without damaging the plant. While it might not look perfect, it's perfectly normal and doesn't harm the plant. Problem 3. Yellowing leaves. This can be caused by overwatering or a lack of light. Check your soil. If it's waterlogged, let it dry out. If the plant is in a dark corner, move it to a brighter spot. Problem 4. Curled leaves. This is usually a sign of thirst or low humidity. Water thoroughly and increase the misting. Problem 5. Root rot. This is the biggest killer of Strelitzias. It's caused by overwatering and poor drainage. Signs include yellow, wilting leaves, black, mushy roots, and a bad smell. Remove the plant from the pot, cut away any rotten roots, and repot in fresh, dry soil with excellent drainage. Water very sparingly afterward. Here's where you come in. Drop a comment below. Do you have a Strelitzia? What's your biggest challenge with it? I'd love to know. Now let's talk about getting your Strelitzia to flower. This is the big one. Patience is the most important factor. A Strelitzia needs to be mature. If grown from seed, this can take 5 to 10 years. Buying a mature plant that is already flowering or has flower buds is the quickest way. However, they rarely flower indoors. To give it the best chance, provide it with an abundance of bright, direct sunlight and a period of being slightly root-bound. Keep it consistently moist during the growing season. The flowers then appear from winter to spring. Now let's talk about dividing and propagation. The easiest way to get a new plant is by division. Mature plants produce offsets or pups around the base. In spring, carefully cut one of these offsets away from the parent plant, making sure it has its own set of roots. Pot it up in a free draining mix. It will take a few years for the new plant to mature and flower. You can also grow from seed, but it's very slow and requires patience and stratification. Let me give you a few quick answers to common questions. How big do Strelitzias get indoors? The classic orange bird of paradise gets to about 1.5 meters or 5 feet tall and wide. The giant white can get over 3 meters tall. Can I grow a Strelitzia from a cutting? No, you need to either divide an established plant or grow from seed. Why are my leaves splitting? This is normal as it prevents the plant from being damaged by strong winds. Are Strelitzias toxic to pets? Yes, they are considered mildly toxic to cats and dogs, causing mild gastrointestinal upset if ingested. Keep them out of reach. Let's wrap everything up. Strelitzia is a stunning architectural plant that adds instant drama to any room. Give it bright, direct sunlight for growth and flowers. Water consistently, but avoid waterlogging, letting the soil dry slightly between waterings. Provide high humidity with regular misting. Fertilize every 2 weeks in spring and summer. Repot only when root-bound. Be patient with flowering. Here's the most important thing to remember. Strelitzia is a long-term project. It's not a fast-growing plant that you can just buy and forget. It takes years to mature and flower, and it requires a lot of light and consistent care. But if you treat it right, it will become a magnificent centerpiece in your home that you can enjoy for decades. Before you go, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Do you have a Strelitzia? What's your biggest challenge? I'd love to know. Also, what plant should I cover next? Monstera? Alocasia? Something else? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care of your garden, and it will take care of you. See you in the next video.